I'm experiencing something today that I know to be true. It is something that I rely on very heavily as I continue to live my life. And it's a concept that I teach in the master class, but I am getting a really heavy dose of a reminder of how important this is. And that is that when we go through our healing journey, the first thing that we're doing when we really commit, we're intentional, we're focused, is we're learning how to heal. And we do that by healing the past, which is the heavy burden that many of us who find ourselves in a place of needing to heal carrying. It's made up of all of the pain and suffering, our trauma, abuse, the ways that we've lived our lives trying to survive. All of that gets healed as you go through the process, really go through the process to heal the first time. What you're also doing, though, is you're building a toolkit, resources, an arsenal that helps you to be able to heal more quickly, to be resilient, more effective, faster when you need to heal from something that's happening to you in the future, because we have to continue to live our lives. Life generally is not easy for most of us. There are challenges. We get challenges interacting with other people. We get hurt by various things that happen. And I'm experiencing that right now. And I'm getting a heavy dose of a reminder about something that I know is so important because I've experienced it already. And it's one of the major benefits of going through my healing journey. Now, here's what's happened. In the last, I would say, probably 72 hours up through probably midday yesterday, increasingly I was experiencing some things that were pressing on and causing my imposter syndrome and my inner critic to rear its head in a pretty aggressive way. And if you've heard me talk about what I think about my own inner critic and imposter syndrome, I call that my wretched abuser, because it is the entity that can abuse me like nobody else has ever abused me. My inner critic can be super loud, and when that happens, imposter syndrome can creep in pretty heavily, and I begin to question myself. And sometimes I've gone as far as going into that quote-unquote damaged goods space, right? That I'm damaged, I'm not good for anyone. And then it will tip into, I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, I'm a phony. And I've been experiencing that. I don't need to go into the details about what's happened to me. I think I'll just tell you sort of the punctuation point for that yesterday, when it got really out of control and I really had to go, okay, let's get a hold of this and do something about it. I gave a talk yesterday and I wasn't really very happy with my performance. I feel like my delivery was not great. I missed my mark on timing. I saw videos of myself afterward where it was capturing me doing the ums and the yas, which actually drives me crazy about myself when I do that. I didn't look good. My physical appearance was not great. And I just was really beating myself up. And in that place of, you're just a fake, you're just a phony, like this whole public image that you put out about, look at me, I'm the healing mentor, and how great it is to be in this place of joy and peace and love and happiness, was just fake. That's what I was telling myself inside of my head. And that could have gone on for a while, and I've experienced things in the past where that just would have been around forever and would have taken me down a path that was really not productive and perhaps self-destructive. What guess I will admit and say now, and maybe this is me just saying it for the first time and hearing myself say it out loud and in my head, that I'm actually proud of myself that at some point I was able to go, okay, what's happening here, and why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you back in that place? And I started relying on my healing tools to get my head moving in the direction of healing, being better, letting all of that go, just treating it for what it is, learning experiences, and moving on from it. But I've had to work hard, and I'm still working pretty hard. And that has been yesterday. I had to really take some time to get out in nature and to move and let my body and my mind process. I have been journaling like crazy, everything that's in my head, getting it out of my head and on paper the last few days, which I had taken about a 2-week gap on my journaling, and that clearly is a problem for me. And so I am relying on that now. I had therapy yesterday, which I had missed therapy. I guess it had been a month since I had seen Monica, my trauma therapist. We used EMDR yesterday, so it was talk therapy and just me getting some stuff out, but it was also EMDR to help me process what was in my mind, the unhealthy stuff that was in my mind, and help me to reframe. I was able to do some logical analysis on the reality of what's happening and place everything that I experienced yesterday, for example, around the talk, in the category of this is just learning experience, and it's me realizing where I need to make adjustments and do things differently. Listen to myself and what I had on yesterday. I saw myself in a full-length mirror before I even left my house, and I was like, I should not wear this, but I left the house in what I had on. Even though I saw myself and was like, I don't like what I'm wearing, I still went out with it on, and then I saw the pictures and I was like, oh, well, that's, I knew, right? And so I have to go through that process of analytically looking at what happened around the talk yesterday and using it for learning points and listening to myself, and I'm working on that. I've been meditating, giving it to God, praying, listening, trying to get feedback. There's some other things going on around my business that I'm kind of questioning, like, what is my path? Am I on the right path? Like, am I moving in the direction that I'm supposed to be moving, that is divinely led, universe ordained, God ordained? I believe that to be true, but some recent things I'm experiencing have me questioning that a little bit. And so all of this just, I'm really trying to rely on what I know are the tools and the resources that help me get back to where I need to be. So I just wanted to record this video and say to you all, even for me, for someone who has done as much healing work as I have, one of the things that I know is paramount about the healing journey is building that arsenal of resources and tools to be able to get through times when we get low for some reason, and I'm experiencing that right now. So I'm actually, at the moment, really being pushed to practice what I preach, if you will, or practice what I teach, and that's a cool thing. It's a good thing, but I want to say how clear to me and how important it is understanding that healing is not about just healing the past. It's really about being able to do everything you can and to work hard sometimes to remain in that place of living in mostly the love-based emotions of joy and peace and love. And that's why going through a healing process that actually works, where you figure it out for yourself, is so important. The other thing that I'm reminded of is that as survivors, those things that we've experienced, the trauma, the abuse, the pain, the suffering, including the ways that we have survived our lives. So for me, this nasty inner critic and imposter syndrome, those things really never go away. And I was talking to Eddie about this yesterday, and it's kind of like addiction. Once an addict, you're always an addict, and you're learning how to manage that and to not let that coping mechanism control you. And it's the exact same thing I'm experiencing now with the imposter syndrome and the inner critic. It's about not allowing that to control me. And I think that is really an important point about being a survivor, is those things are never going to leave us. The best that we can hope for is to be able to manage them effectively when they try to rear their head, so that they don't control us. And that's about having the resources and tools on board to be able to do that, to know what to do, what to draw back on, so that you can help yourself get through those difficult times. All right, I just wanted to pop in here and share that with you all today. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye.